Okay, I think we're coming up here. Okay, looks like we're up everywhere. So we'll give a few seconds for everybody to jump on. We are live on YouTube and Facebook, so we're on a couple of different formats here. We'll see if everything's going to work tonight. So we'll see. We'll give it a second here, let some people get on, and then get rolling for this evening. We've got a few people jumping on YouTube. Thanks for being here. And we'll see. Got a few jumping on Facebook too. So okay. Well, let's keep our fingers crossed that everything works tonight. Wow, last Sunday night drove me bonkers. After working on it for about an hour and a half last night, I finally found out that I've been using Google Chrome on Facebook. And hey, we got Texas on with us again. Thanks for being here. Google Chrome no longer works with Facebook Live. You got to have Google Chrome Beta. So I had to figure that out. And then I had to get the Google Chrome loaded to work so YouTube would work. And finally, like I said, I banged my head against the wall for quite a while, but we got her on there. And it looks like we're working. We've got a few comments popping up. I see myself on all the screens. So I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that everything's going to work tonight. And we got Glenn on with us again. Spoon's on with us. Hey, great. We're getting comments on the Nobody Show page on Facebook. Got our good buddy Bill Twitchell on. Omaha, Nebraska, Georgia. Great. Thanks a lot for being here, guys. Hopefully our comments will keep feeding on the Nobody Show page on Facebook. We've had some problems with that the last few times. I apologize, guys. When I've gotten off, I've seen several comments on the Nobody's Show page on Facebook, and it wasn't feeding me. So we'll keep our fingers crossed that works this evening, and I will try to keep checking those as they pop up. So anyway, things are starting to happen. Some of the restrictions out there are starting to get lifted. They actually did run the throwdown in T-Town in Tulsa last week. It was good to see some drag races going on again. Lebanon's on with us. Hey, Carrie, thanks for being here. So hopefully sooner rather than later, we will be back out at car shows, cruise nights, drag races, things like that. Hopefully we're getting back on the right track and things are going to start happening. I've seen a few things starting to get rescheduled. I'm starting to see some new dates popping up even towards the end of May already on some stuff. So excited about that. And hopefully there's going to be more cool stuff to do. Okay, we've got some people on YouTube. They're in the middle of a storm. I don't know where they're at, but I'm glad it's not here. It's pretty nice here. So hopefully you guys hang in there with us. And Michigan, Randy from Michigan, we've seen you on here before. Thanks for being here. So let's, it's kind of like what we've been talking about the last couple of months, that, keep a positive attitude. And it looks like we're starting to see the end of things, and things are going to start loosening up. And we can get back to life as we know it, with the exception of there's going to be so much stuff scheduled on top of each other this year that's something that we're definitely going to have to deal with. And there just really isn't much we can do about it other than try to pick what we want to do. Something I'm really excited about, Rocky Mountain Race Week is still scheduled. I'm not going to do the whole thing. We're going to try to do a couple of deals on that. Matt Frost and his crew put together an outstanding deal there. If you have not heard about Rocky Mountain Race Week, I encourage you to look it up. Super neat deal, and some of the best people in the world you'll ever hang out with. So that is coming up in June. Definitely looking forward to seeing everybody there and seeing what all kinds of events we can still get squeezed in there that everybody can still make happen this year. Some of the notes I had, my topic, which actually was the topic for last week, so we'll roll with it this week. I spent, obviously, most of last night, instead of preparing for a new episode tonight, I was trying to make everything work, and apparently it is working so far. It seems like we've still got everybody on. One of my pet peeves, and I'm sure it's one of yours because I see it on a lot of other ads, especially on Facebook, is read the ad. It amazes me how many people do not read the ad. And you see ads, you see cars for sale on Facebook, and it says, don't message me, still available. Don't message, because read the ad and call the guy. That's one thing that drives me nuts, is if you call me and tell me, hey, Jeff, we got Jeff on with us, that you read my ad on Craigslist, and then you start asking me a whole bunch of questions that I know is already in the ad. Do you ship? Yes, I ship. It says that in the ad. Where are you located? I'm in Great Bend, Kansas. It says that in the ad. That just tells me right out of the gate that you didn't bother to read anything I put in there. And like I said, I know it's not just me because I'm starting to see it more and more and more and more in ads that pop up on Facebook and other places. You know, is it available? It's advertised. So yeah, it's available. You know, pay attention to what people take the time to put in their ads, and it's a lot easier on everybody. So that's kind of my soapbox topic for tonight, I guess. You know, as we talk about the different things in our world, and I've tried to explain. In fact, that's why I started this deal, was just to try to explain to you guys what I see from my end about what I need to see if I've got something that can help you. And that's one of the big things is, Lord, just read the ad. Pay attention to what people take the time to put in there. West Virginia on Jason. What ticks me off is they don't even look at it and they say, "What's your bottom dollar?" True, and that's 100% true. You know, they ask you no questions other than what's your bottom dollar. They don't care if it's rusted out. They don't care if it runs. They don't care if you put your feet on the floor and they go through and you're standing on pavement. They just want to know what's your bottom dollar, and that's exactly right, Jason. That's a great point. Is people who just don't pay attention and ask questions like that. It's frustrating for everybody, and it just almost guarantees you that they're probably not a serious buyer. So, that's kind of my soapbox for the evening, and kind of my tip, I guess, the best way to put it to help you guys out and to help me out is just pay attention to whether it's my ad or anybody's ad, whether you're calling on a car, whether you're calling on a part, anything. Oh yeah, well, you take payments. That's great too. Yeah. So, yeah, and I do hear that and see people post that, and it's like, come on, that's obviously that if that's your primary concern, then we're probably not going to get very far with this transaction. So, anyway, that's something that anybody that is in this business deals with, and it's a pain in the butt. I try very hard, and I'm not perfect, but I do try very hard when I put an ad together to try to cover most of my bases. And I do miss some stuff from time to time. But when I know it's something that I put in the ad and those are the questions I'm getting, I already know you didn't pay attention to anything. So anyway, that's kind of the topic or what I wanted to touch on there, just for everybody's benefit. As we try to work some of that type of stuff into this deal. And so that's what I wanted to bring up for tonight. Still got some comments coming in, but not a ton. And I don't know if we've got some issues with YouTube or not, because I don't have hardly anything coming in on YouTube. So, yeah, can you get a title? Well, a lot of times some people even have the title and they ask if you can get a title. So that's another common one that I see also. Kind of playing a little bit of catch up. Since we weren't on with last Sunday night. Scott, he's just joined. He's new with us. What's the deal with the new yard? Yeah, is it available? That's always the best one. Is it still available? Scott, what happened is the facility that I've owned for about 10 years was a regular late model production yard. When I bought it at the end of 2010, beginning of 2011, all I bought was the dirt and the buildings. They smashed everything in that yard except for, I think, 4 cars that I bought from them. The new yard was a small salvage yard that was bordered my property on the north side. It had been sitting there since the 70s. Okay, we're skipping a little bit on YouTube, but overall we're okay. Okay, good. Glad. Thanks, Carlton. Thanks for letting me know. That small yard has almost 400 cars in it. A lot of them, there's not a lot of complete stuff in there, but there are tons of parts, and there is still some complete stuff. It's been hung up in an estate for years. They wouldn't do anything with it. The gentleman that owned it passed away probably 5 years ago. The estate wouldn't do anything with it, and it's just been sitting for, I know for sure, for probably 15 years, and probably been close to 20 years since anything had really happened in there. So did finally manage to get it bought at the end of the year last year. So it is mine. I've just got to start sorting and integrating all that inventory into mine and trying to keep things try to start getting things organized. So that's what's going on with that, Scott. So when you see the pictures of the cars, they're all grown up in the weeds and things like that. That's the stuff that I just bought. I'm just calling it the new yard just because that way I can differentiate what we're talking about there when I shoot some pictures and video out there. So which kind of brings me up to some of the new episodes. I'm starting to get some more stuff shot in the new yard as far as episodes on Nobody's Show, some more of the walk around videos. And between that and new inventory, it rained almost all this week, so I didn't really have much come in. Week before, I had several new pieces of inventory come in, including 1959 Ford F-250 big back window custom cab, 1974 Chevy Beauville van. That's pretty cool. You don't see those big vans very often anymore. 76 Torino two-door, no motor, but other than that, a pretty decent old car, pretty solid with a lot of good pieces. 54 Roadmaster and 55 Super, as well as my super cool sun tester that I'm really excited about. Some of you may have seen the pictures I posted on the Nobody Else's page. And or possibly I used it on the Toy Tuesday episode also. Really cool piece. We went and saw a guy last Sunday. My dad bought a really nice 72 LeSabre convertible from a guy out in western Kansas, and we went out to pick up that LeSabre, and he had that sun tester in there. I had not seen one like it. I've got the the grayish blue one that most people are pretty familiar with. This thing is round with some gauges in it. It's a cool piece. If you missed those, go back and check it out. I've got to do some studying on it, try to figure out what era it even is. I'm guessing 30s, but it's early and it's neat. So did come up with that. Had one other really cool piece of inventory come in this week. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is yet because I'm still trying to get it cleaned up. I threw a teaser picture up on the Nobody Else's Auto page last night. But it is cool. It is probably, I've moved a lot of GM pickups over the last 10 or 15 years. And, short beds, long beds, cab overs, a little bit of everything. And I've shipped them from coast to coast. I shipped a cab over to New Zealand. I've moved a lot of Chevy trucks. The one that came in this week is probably the coolest one I have ever had. Great restoration project, or it's going to be an absolutely killer patina truck. I want to get it cleaned up before I post pictures of it because it looks so good. So I'm working on that. I worked on it some more this afternoon. Hopefully I have some pictures of that truck up here in the next week or two. I think the truck may run. So we're going to try to get it fired up. Brakes are up on it. I think somebody did the brakes on it. I looked underneath and it's got new brake hoses on it. It's got a good solid pedal. So I want to see if this thing will fire up and run, but it is so cool. So that's all I want to tell you about it. You can look at if you look at the picture, the teaser picture I posted, you can tell it's obviously a late 50s GM truck with a big back window, but that's all I can tell you right now because I really want to get good pictures and really show what this thing is. So anyway, that came in this week too. I got it in on trade, so excited about that. 80 to 83 Lincoln Mark IVs. I do not have anything there at all in those early 80s Lincolns. So nothing there at all on that one. Trivia. Who wants to do trivia? Let's see. I got one of these out. I was going to give away tonight. If everybody's ready for trivia, let's do some trivia. White and black service truck. The white and black service truck. That's probably that Ford Carlton that I had in the video Friday night. So, what I got for you guys tonight is one of these little weight rating tags. This is new old stock. These were used along with your regular license plate on a truck. This is brand new, never been used. It's about 6x3. They're smaller than a regular license plate. The back of it, we'll look at the back, and it's never been used. So this is for a 1.5 ton. So it's a neat piece. I'm going to send this one out to somebody. If everybody's ready, we will get rolling with the trivia question for tonight. And I see my daughter Addie is on, so I'm going to have to exempt her from this question because she will be the first one to know the answer. So, Scott, 69 Mercury Montegos, nothing there at all. Obviously, everybody knows I've got some cab over trucks, and we're and cab overs obviously are super popular. Everybody loves them. They've got a great following, and a lot of guys are just doing some awesome stuff with them, from pickups to ramp trucks to anything you can imagine. So, obviously, for a lot of years, the cab overs were overlooked. Nobody wanted them. Nobody cared. And, the last 5 years or so, everybody's realized how cool they are and what the potential is for them. So I came up with a cab over question for tonight. Cab over trucks were originally designed to be used in the cities. The stubbier nose gave them an extra couple feet of bed space. Now, the manufacturers didn't come up with that concept. Conversion companies did. So, which brings me to my question. And obviously I've got a Ford and a Chevy cab over, so we're going to go with a Ford cab over question tonight. What was the first year Ford made a factory cab over? They made them before this, but they weren't factory. When did Ford come out with a factory cab over that they actually built? So I'll keep an eye on the comments and see what we can come up with there. What else is going on? Don't have a lot of questions coming in tonight. YouTube, and I don't know if something's wrong with YouTube because I'm not getting hardly anything on there. Not anything compared to what we usually see on YouTube. So we've been talking a little bit about the training that I'm going to try to get started on. And I've got a lot of people asking questions about it. I've got some guesses coming in, but I'm not seeing anything yet. I'm kind of bouncing all over the board here, but I haven't seen it yet. We're lots of stuff in the 50s. I don't have anything yet. I've got them coming in on YouTube, and I've got them coming in on the Nobody Else's Auto page. If you're trying on the Nobody Show page on Facebook, nothing is popping up. And we still do not have the correct answer. I've got a lot of guesses popping up, but I haven't seen it yet. So they're coming in all over the place, and they're all over the board. Trying to keep up with all of them here till I see the right one, and I have not seen it yet. I'm still waiting. I'm still watching. They're coming in pretty fast here, so I'm trying to keep an eye on them, and I do not have it yet. So let's see. Okay, I'll keep my eyes on them as we're going. Nobody's got it yet. We're all over the board, but nobody had it. Nobody's hit it. Actually, a lot of these guesses are actually too new. So nothing coming in on Facebook. I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of stuff pop up on my end, but I'm not seeing anything as of yet. We are getting pretty close with some of these guys, but I haven't seen it yet. I'm trying to keep up with the screens. Well, we're all over it, but we're not. I haven't seen anybody hit it yet. And I'm trying to keep up with everybody here so I don't miss somebody. And if you're on the Nobody Show page on Facebook, nothing is popping up. Question: first factory Ford COE truck. What year was the first factory Ford COE truck? The first ones were conversions. When did Ford come out with their own cab? Hint. I mean, everybody's been super close. They changed the pickup style that year also. There we go. Scott Hornberger, 1938. The 38, when they went to the oval grill truck, was from my understanding, is when they started developing their own factory COE cab. 38, 39 had a oval grill with a stand-up V8 hood ornament. And then 40, and this is something a lot of people don't realize, and I would have guessed wrong too before had we not bought a 40. The 40 Ford COE used the oval grill with different trim and a different hood ornament. So Scott Hornberger, if you want to give me a call after we get done. And had John Jones and Dennis Holden hit it too, all right there at the same time. So if you guys want to call me after we get done, I can get a weight rating tag out to you guys. So let me write those down real quick. And I will be talking to you guys after the episode. Like Dean says, later than he thought, and that's right. In the mid 30s, if you do some looking, you can see some cab over Fords with 35, 36 noses on them, but they were not factory cabs. Those were some of the test stuff when they started realizing that, hey, if we sit the cab on top of the engine, that gives us a little more bed space. Now, if you guys want to watch something really super cool, and this video is awesome. Some of you guys are on YouTube, you guys on Facebook. After we get done tonight, go to YouTube and type in "While the City Sleeps." It's a 1940 promotional video that Ford Motor Company did. If you want to see some super cool trucks, go watch "While the City Sleeps." It's the promotional video from the Ford Motor Company. Cab overs, conventionals. It's got some conventional 38, 39 oval grill stuff, 40 cab overs, as well as 40 pickups and 40 commercial trucks. So great video. It's awesome. I love it every time I see it. You can't get enough of it. So definitely definitely worth watching there. So anyway, thanks a lot for playing, guys. It was a lot of fun. I got a ton of guesses. So appreciate you guys jumping in and playing. You guys that Scott, John, and Dennis, give me a call after we get done so I can get your address and everything on that. Okay, back to the training stuff that I was talking about. I've touched on this a little bit. Within the next 30 to 60 days, I've got a plan put together. I've got it outlined. What I need to do is get the Facebook page set up and get it locked in and rolling. Now, you say, what are we going to talk about? And this is something that I never thought I would be doing either, but I've had so much interest in it, so many people interested in what I do and how I do it that, well, we'll do something with it. We're going to talk about how I find inventory, how I haul inventory, how I store inventory, how I sort inventory, how I market inventory, how I ship it, how do you get boxes? I mean, all that stuff. I'm going to break all that down a piece at a time, and we're going to talk about that. Now, when we get into this private group, you're also going to be, I will also help you guys. If this is something that you guys want to try to start doing, even if you're just going to mess with it a little bit, when we get in this private group, you can ask me questions too, and ask me, say, well, I found this, what do you think? So that's kind of what that group is going to be designed for. So I wanted to just get into a little more detail on that because I've got to get that put together. I've got you guys asking about it. I've got you guys that want to get involved with it, and I appreciate that, and it's great, and I'm super excited that you guys are interested. So, but that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a deep dive into every little segment of what I do, of finding inventory, buying inventory, hauling, sorting, storing, marketing, packaging, shipping. I mean, everything. Getting paid. How do I like to get paid? There's so many different ways to get paid anymore that it's kind of crazy. So that's kind of where that deal's going. So anyway, that's kind of what I had for tonight. I don't see a lot of other questions popping up. I hope that I didn't see any responses on the nobody show page on Facebook, so that may not be feeding. It may just be telling me who's watching. So I apologize if you're on the nobody show page. When it comes to the technology stuff, all I can do is work with what I've got. So I apologize there. And if everybody's pretty much done with questions, we'll try to go ahead and start wrapping things up for tonight. I'll try to get some more stuff working for next week. Chad from Wisconsin's on with us. Glad you stopped by, Chad. Get some more stuff worked up for next week. Any topics you guys want to cover, let me know. I do try to check comments occasionally. I don't get them checked very regularly because, like we talked about a couple of weeks ago, if I literally had to go in and respond to every comment on Facebook and YouTube and everything like that, I literally would not get anything else done. So that's why if you need parts or need to discuss a vehicle, the only way to do it is to call me. That's why, but I do try to occasionally check the comments. I do appreciate you guys. I mean, I get a lot of positive comments that I just don't have time to respond to, but I do want you guys to know that I really do appreciate it. I have fun doing these, and I hope you guys are too. That's the point of it. 67, 68 Mustangs. I do have that one real rough 68, but it's rough. I've got a buddy I think that does have a fastback in stock. I would need to double check with him if you want to give me a call. The blue GTOs, I assume you're probably talking about the 67 bodies. One is just a shell, no tags. The other is a shell on the frame with tags and a title, 242 VIN with VIN and trim tag on that body. So that's kind of what I've got for tonight. As always, thanks for being here. And like I was just telling you guys, I do appreciate the comments and the positive thoughts and the encouragement. It is fun doing, and that makes me want to do it even more. I'm glad you guys take some time out of your evening to hang out with me. I'm glad you guys take some time out of your evening to watch the Nobody Show episodes where we do the walkarounds. I enjoy doing it. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it, and I'm having fun doing it, but it's pretty boring doing it by myself. So I do really appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to hang out with me and support what I'm doing, and we can all have some fun doing it. So ideas for topics, ideas you guys want to talk about on Sunday Night Chat, ideas for shows, just let me know. If I've got something that you saw in the background, say, hey, let's talk about that next week, let's talk about it. That's good with me. I don't care. We're all here because we like cars and we like gearhead stuff and we like toys and we like signs. That's what we're here for. Glenn loves the broadcast. Thanks, Glenn. That, like I said, that does mean a lot to me, and I do appreciate it. So, Dean likes the show, and that's great. Like I said, it's crazy to me. Scott, he'll call me tomorrow. Great, that'll work, Scott. This is something that this really is turning into something. I'm having a blast with it, and I'm glad you guys are here hanging out. Phone number. My phone number is on the pages on Facebook, and I do try to keep it posted on the YouTube videos. It is 620-786-4428. If you don't see it pop up right away, just look at one of my other posts. I do try to get them on most posts. I don't think I listed them in the title on tonight's when I did it. I will try to go back in and edit those so you guys have them. So Mark likes the yard. James likes the videos. Thanks, guys. It is fun. Carlton, thanks. If you don't like the show, you're not human. Thanks, Carlton. I do appreciate that. So, but that's why we're here. It's not about me. It's about we're here because we like cars and we like car stuff, and that's why we're here, and that's why we like to hang out. So, it's 7:30. I don't want to bore anybody to death. We've been going about 30 minutes. It's kind of where I typically try to keep it because I'll ramble all night, and I know you guys don't want to listen to that. So, with that being said, if that pretty much wraps it up, and we're all caught up on questions, I will get to work on some stuff for next Sunday. I will get to work on a few more shows for this week for Nobody Show, and I will try to go pick up some more cool stuff this week. Plus, get to work on that patina pickup because I think I'm hoping some of you guys want to see pictures of that. Gas pumps. Yes, Chris, I have 20 or 30 gas pumps. So we'll try to work some of those in. Everything from visibles up into visibles, one clock face, the electric pump from the 50s. I've even got a few pumps I've grabbed from the 70s just because that's it. Of course, Mike thinks I need a haircut. So that's Mike Strauss, a good buddy of mine. He thinks I need a haircut. I do need a haircut. But I couldn't get a haircut till next week in Kansas. So hopefully I can get scheduled in. Hopefully my stylist can get me in here shortly. So then since they're finally Kansas is letting barbershops and hair salons open this week, so maybe I can get that done. Get back to walking. I assume walking the yard probably, yeah. So I'll get some more videos out there. We'll definitely do some stuff in the new yard this week, and probably have some more. Well, if I get some more cars picked up, so I've got a ton of cars I got to get picked up. We've still got about 20 some Buicks to get moved from Dad's place. So plenty of stuff to do. In fact, we've got a bunch of Buicks we've moved in that I have not done good videos on. So stay tuned for those. And I'll start getting some more stuff posted this week. I'll work on some stuff for next Sunday night. You guys got ideas, let me know. And we will wrap it up. Anybody got any questions, just give me a call. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. I can't tell you guys how much I appreciate the fact that you take time out of your evening to hang out with me. So anyway, we will see you tomorrow night on Nobody's Show. And thanks for watching. We'll see you guys soon.